Welcome to the Gloire Show. Hey, man, this is the time. This is the time that I've been waiting for. You know, I've been thinking about starting this for a very long time. I've sat down with myself. I've sat down with people that I love and care for, and have told them so many times, like, hey, like I need to start something of my own this year of 2026. And I'm starting this just because I want you guys to follow the journey. I'm at the level now in my life where I want to showcase my journey. I choose to do it because a lot of times some people are afraid to do so. But me, I'm like, hey, I think me being able to take this opportunity to showcase my journey is going to inspire so many other people. And that is where I'm taking this. So, today, this is just episode one, just an introduction for you guys to get to know who I am as a person, where I came from, and who I had to become. So, let's go back to when I was a young child. So, I can tell you a story that's going to be so relatable to so many other people because I'm a refugee from Congo. So my parents flee from a war from Congo so that way me, my siblings can have a better life. They flee from a war and ran into a neighboring country, Rwanda. And I was in Rwanda for some time, to a point where like we had to go and stay in a refugee camp so that way we can have the opportunity to come to America. I had people that went to so many other places. I remember leaving some of my closest friends back home as a young kid. That was one of the hardest things. But also, I knew that I was going to live a better life. And yeah, I was going to find other people as well and just build relationships in so many other countries. Here I am in the US. So let me take you guys back to just my story, just growing up in Africa. A lot of people may say, oh, Africa didn't have this, Africa didn't have that. Yes, we did have a lot of things. And I'm grateful to have parents that were so hardworking. My father was a plumber. My mother, she did hair. She had a salon, and she used to be a teacher before, stopping that career. And they made sure that everything that we needed, we received it. And I'll always say this, I'm always grateful for my parents because without them, I don't know where I will be. There's so many people that wish to have parents like that, and I'm always going to cheer them up. So if you're watching this and you still have your parents, appreciate them for every little thing that they have done for you in your life. Appreciate them because you only get one of them, one of each. You only get one mother, one father. And I'm telling you this because on this show, I'm going to really have some conversations with you guys that we don't tend to have on our daily basis. So just growing up in Africa with my siblings, we always talked about going to the US, going somewhere in Europe and so on, because as we watch movies and so on, everything looked so beautiful because that's what we were shown. Everything looked so beautiful. I remember the day that my father came to us and said, guys, we have put in applications so we can go to America. And then me and my sister one day, we're just sitting down watching magazines, and then we're looking at different homes in the suburbs. And I'm like, this is going to be our house. This is going to be my house. This is going to be my house. And I'm telling my sister, like, this is going to be my room. She's like, no, this is going to be my room. And we're like just kind of going back and forth. And it was so amazing how we were just manifesting the life that we wanted. And then one day my father came to us after our application and everything was approved. He's like, guys, I want to talk to you guys privately. I don't want nobody else to know. I want you guys to keep this as a secret. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell your friends. But we're going to America. When I tell you that was one of the happiest moments of our lives, I started calculating and thinking who's gonna take my stuff. I knew, okay, this person gonna take my sneakers, this person gonna take this. I knew I was gonna give everything away because of so much excitement. So we had to keep that as a secret. And if you're watching this as an immigrant, you know the reason why we had to keep that as a secret. The reason was because if you say that outside of your home, somebody may poison you, somebody may try to do something bad to your family, somebody may try to do some witchcraft, some voodoo, whatever it is. That was the reason why we had to keep that as a secret, because people can be jealous at times. We live in a world where trust is a very difficult thing to give to just anyone. So my father decided to take me and my brothers to go buy suits. When I tell you, it was Men in Black. We all had the same suits. My father said everybody's gonna wear black suits. We're like, what? My suit was so big on me. And I remember as we were trying them on, we were like, okay, this is gonna be mine, this is gonna be mine. And then we had to go to this place in Kigali, Rwanda, in the city, which a lot of people may be familiar. That's the capital of Rwanda. We had to stay at this one location. Everyone that was traveling for about a week. So each family was going, was being called one at a time. Like, hey, this person, this person, this person. And I'm really grateful that we managed to actually get there, because we were not gonna get there. My little sister was still being born. She was still a toddler. So we were hoping that, okay, they're gonna let us go. They're gonna let us fly with her. Um, if not, it would have been so hard, just leaving someone behind, because there's families that have left their loved ones behind because of either missing paperwork and so on. So at that place, it was amazing. We got to meet so many different families, and we decided to, you know, basically stick to our families. Every time we'll go eat dinner, we'll come back, stay with the family, pray, and then it was our turn. They called us. It was time to go ahead and get in our airplane and fly to America. I remember when we flew into America, the first city that we saw was Chicago. That's the first city that we saw. We saw it at nighttime. We're like, oh my God, this place looks so beautiful. Oh my God, this place looks so beautiful. And then we had to take a train because Chicago has a big airport. So we had to take a train. At the airport, it took us to our next location. And then we took another plane and it brought us to Buffalo. And we met Buffalo. And then since then, I've been in Buffalo. And then within a couple of days, we were living in like an apartment while they were looking for a house for us. And I'm grateful for so many people that were there for us. Shout out to Kelly, who was our case worker. Shout out to Coach Gabi, who was one of our translators, just helping out, and, is our American uncle, man. Big shout out to him. Seriously. He have been there since day one. And then I want to talk about the time then when we had to find our own home. We found a house, and our first location was on Ontario Street, right in front of Riverside High School. If you know Riverside High School, and as you're getting out of class or as you're getting out of the building, the brick house right there, that was our home. And I miss those moments because, man, just looking back, it's like you in a whole different country. It was a cultural shock. Like I didn't have no friends. And at that point, I wasn't even in school yet. They were still looking for which schools are we gonna be attending. And finally, skipping forward, you know, they ended up finding a school for us. Me and my siblings attended a Buffalo Elementary School of Technology, school number 6. I was there from 5th grade all the way to 8th grade until I graduated. My experience there was amazing. I was in an ESL class. I remember Mr. Moya. He was one of my ESL teachers from Poland. Really amazing guy. And I wish him all the best because he really taught us so much things. He used to give us a lot of advice. Like he was like a grandpa to us, giving us a lot of advice. If you're not doing well, you're not getting Skittles. Skittles was one of the things that he used to give us. And I remember some of the things that he used to say to us is, you're in this country for a reason. And this is the greatest country in the world, and just take all the opportunities that you're given. And I took that to heart. Because when I look back, some of the people that I left behind, some of them still was texting me. They was still contacting my family. You know, because I had created like my little Facebook account at a young age. You know, I shouldn't have Facebook, but I had Facebook just because I wanted to connect with people back home. And someone would text me like, and we'll have like a conversation. And sometimes I will see my parents sending money back home, and it's like, wow, you're in America now. You have everything. This is the greatest country. This is like all the opportunities, everything, all the money is here. I'm like, man, I'm not taking it for granted. I'm here to live the American dream. And I'm like, whatever I have to do, I have to make sure I do the right things. I don't want to get in no trouble, nothing. I want to play soccer. So I started playing soccer at the school. And we went to play at the tournament. In the tournament, I did an amazing job. I was recruited. Shout out to Miss Kathy, Coach Patrick, because they were the managers and the founders, some of the founders at the Buffalo Soccer Academy. Miss Kathy was the manager. Coach Patrick was a coach. And Coach Henrik was actually the founder of BSA. So I ended up having an opportunity to play for a club. Everything was provided to me, jerseys, everything. Shout out to Uncle Dave, who was basically driving us so many different places. Uncle Dave, you're so blessed because what you did for us was, man, I can't thank you enough. You have always been there, no matter what. Drove us to practice, didn't complain, didn't ask for gas money, gave us your food. We'll be in your house, it would feel like our home. And I knew the moment I met you, the moment I came around you, that you was sent by God because you helped so many kids in this community. And I'm telling you this because not a lot of people tend to get their flowers when they're still alive, but I'm giving you your flowers. This is something that I always think about. It's like, man, like where this man came from? Like he just appeared and started taking care of us. My father was working hours. My parents didn't have the ability to take us to soccer games, but you did. And I want to thank you for that. So just playing soccer, I can say that was one thing that actually saved me from a lot of different things. I've always been, that kid that always wanted to do the right things. I never wanted to disappoint the people that are taking care of me. I never wanted to upset them in any type of way. I wanted to always be a great example as well because I have little siblings growing after me. And big shout out to my older siblings because they've always made the right decisions. And I can tell you, the people that are around you, the environment that you're in makes you the person you become. My siblings were not out there partying, smoking weed, doing this. They were out there just being positive individuals, very respectful. And if you go around the community of Buffalo, a lot of people are gonna tell you the kids from the Gano family, they're very respectful because that is just how we were raised. You know, and and I'm always gonna be grateful for my siblings because that's that kind of, you know, that's the kind of mindset that they helped me develop. Shout out to my parents. This is episode one, and this episode one, my main focus is just letting you guys know who I have became. And I'm still becoming something. You know, I'm still growing, I'm still developing, I'm still trying to find myself. Because the most beautiful thing about life is finding yourself, just accepting your flaws, going through the movement, going through the process. And then you get to a point where like you're like, now this is me, this is my purpose, this is what I was sent for. So from middle school, high school, graduate high school, I was recruited to play at Canisius University. I was there for 4 years. Studied communication studies. I was concentrating in advertisement and public relations, did digital media arts, and minored in women and gender studies. And don't ask me why I minored in that, because I took so many classes, so many free elective courses. And then my my professor said, Glory, you know, you had taken a lot of classes for this major. You may as well just make it a minor because you only need one class. So I decided to do so. And this is where I am. You know, this is where I am. I'm here on Dagano Media Production LLC. As we're growing, as we're trying to figure things out, I'm here. So I did put out a quote on the page that I wrote down. I say, most people only meet you once you figure things out. They don't see the confusions, they don't see the mistakes, and the version that didn't survive. That is my life. And I'm going to continue to share this life story with you guys. I'm going to continue to share these moments because this is one of the things that I always wanted to do. I just didn't have a lot of time. Yes, I did have time, but I'll say I didn't have a lot of time because I was so much involved in so many different things that I can say that didn't make me feel like me. And I don't regret it because I know it's part of life. And so many of you guys, probably you're doing something right now that you don't feel like that's you, or you've done something that didn't feel like it was you. And I want to encourage you not to regret those moments because they shape you to become the person you are today. And that's why I wanted to focus on who I have become as the topic of the day. So, as you're following me and you're following this journey, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share this video. And I'll always appreciate if you go ahead and just comment below. What do you want me to talk about? As I said, this is going to be a moment for me to be very transparent, very authentic with you guys. You know, it's going to be about my life, lessons, and just perspectives. We're going to talk about different things that's going on in the world. We're going to highlight some videos and kind of talk about them and so many other things, different topics. And I'm here for all of that. I'm going to be vlogging and showing you guys my moments at the gym, here, there, because I want you guys to be part of this journey. And I want this journey to be an amazing journey for us all. Once again, thank you so much. Till next time. Peace.